And this is just from you being a person. This isn't really like a man versus woman thing, a guy versus girl thing. This is just us being people. Whenever we find someone we are attracted to or who has caught our eye, what do we want to do? We want to learn more about them. What do they do? What are they like? What do they do in their free time? All that. We want to close the gap and we want to get closer to them. We want to be more intimate. We initiate. I know some people are a little bit creepy. They will accidentally bump into people. I don't say do that, but you will initiate. You will find out who their friends are, or if you go to the same school, or he happens to be in this class and my friend is in this class. You might talk about him. You want to close that space. You want to get closer to them. He rarely initiates. He's not interested in you romantically. He thinks you're fun. He thinks you're an awesome person to be around. He might think you're a great conversationalist, but he's not initiating. He's not interested in you romantically. This is just a person to person thing. Even if it's a girl, if she's not initiating, she's not interested in you romantically. She never initiates. There are some people who are a bit more reserved, so I do understand that. However, after 6 months, even those people are going to start initiating. Hello, and welcome to Kitchen Table Advice. My name is Paola, and I am the host of this podcast. This podcast is a safe place where you can ask for any advice you want. It can be relationship advice, both platonic or romantic, career advice, or life advice. I wanted to create a safe place where you can ask for your advice without fear. My purpose here is to serve as a guide and give you a different perspective for you to eventually both find your purpose in life as well as your voice. As a reminder, every name will be anonymous and your identity will always be kept a secret. This is not professional advice, and I am not a licensed therapist or psychologist. Just think of this as advice you would get from a close friend on a kitchen table. So, let's begin. Hello, my wonderful gems. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. If you're a returning gem, welcome back. If you're new here, hello, how are you? Make sure you set out the vibe, and if you like what you're listening to, then please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so as usual, we'll just jump into the story. Title of the story is How Do I Tell the Difference Between a Guy Friend and a Potential Romantic Interest? Let me guess, she has a crush on him. Okay, I'm 25 and I have this guy friend, a 24-year-old who I've gotten very close to over the past 6 months. We hang out on a weekly basis, we talk about anything with each other, and I feel very comfortable with him. Parentheses, more so than most people I know. However, I'm having trouble understanding if we just have a really close friendship bond or if he thinks he's being friend zoned and is too nervous to initiate something. Parentheses, since he doesn't have a lot of dating experience and he's also related to my roommate. Okay, we have bullet points. For instance, he never says no to me asking to hang out. Parentheses, yet he barely initiates. He called me attractive before and said his friend asked him why he wasn't dating me since I'm attractive. Parentheses wouldn't in my eyes, but I told him we're just friends. Went on an overnight trip with me to meet some of my old college friends to an event. Parentheses spent a decent amount of money to do so and proceeded to take care of me during and after the event. And we realized one of the other guys at the event had spiked my drink. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, so next bullet point. Left his friends for 5 hours to go see the second LOTR movie in theaters with me. I have no idea what. Lord of the Rings? Yeah, probably. Lord of the Rings with me. Okay, next bullet point. Will randomly talk to me about what we want out of our love lives, yet never asks me if I'm interested in someone or if there's someone I like. Next bullet point mentions how we are such similar people with what we want out of life. Parentheses, what kind of house we want, etc. Next bullet point rarely ever gets into disagreements or arguments with me. I'm gonna stop it right here. He does not see you as a romantic prospect. But let's keep going. Okay. Next bullet point makes time to see me if I ask. Parentheses, even after he was with his family all day and he didn't come over till later to watch a movie. Next bullet point, will talk late into the night with me during our hangout. Next bullet point, remember small details about me. Parentheses, one time I made an offhanded comment to another person that cheesecake is the way to my heart. And at a dinner we were both at, he ordered a cheesecake for himself. He, he ordered a cheesecake for himself and let me have some of it since my friend and I were going to split a different dessert that she wanted. And this man doesn't even like dessert slash never orders dessert. Next bullet point, when meeting other guy friends of mine he doesn't know, he asks if they have girlfriends. Next bullet point, wants to meet my friend who is like a brother to me. Parentheses, whom my crush knows had confessed feeling for me a long time ago and thinks my friend will invite him to his wedding. Parentheses, despite never having met him. I've had some guy friend before in the past that I was really close to that ended up liking me. Parentheses, although I didn't feel the same way. However, I've never found myself in the opposite position where I have a crush on a guy friend. Am I just overthinking all of this because I'm the one with the crush, or is there a potential for something? There's no potential for something. Let me just jump into the advice. Oh my freaking gosh. Okay. This guy likes your company. That's about it. He likes your company. He likes your company. And I understand the guys who are more on the reserve side, they're not gonna outright come out with their feelings. However, 6 months, even those reserve guys would tell you how they feel about you, or you would know. There's some guys who won't come out and tell you because they're also gauging your reaction. They don't want, they don't want to be rejected. No one likes rejection. But they will make it known. They will not buy cheesecake for themselves and give you a piece. They will buy you the damn cheesecake, girl. Really, no, no. What? And I said he wasn't interested in you before that cheesecake thing even came up. But the fact that what was it? He called you attractive because his friends asked him why he wasn't dating you. He's just going along to get along. I think he likes having conversations with you. He likes your vibe, he likes your energy, he likes the fact that you two are into the same hobbies, into the same interests. He likes the fact that he can bounce back ideas with you. However, I don't think this guy is physically attracted to you at all. And this does not mean you are ugly. This does not mean you are unattractive. This does not mean any of that. It just means for him, he is not. I understand how unfair this is, but like for some people, looks matter in a relationship. And the fact that it's been 6 months and he has been hanging out with you, I guess you call it ditching his family, but maybe he just feels like the black sheep and he feels more comfortable with you. Maybe he's not ditching his family. I don't know. I don't know what his relationship is with his family, but it's coming off to me as he sees you as a home skillet biscuit. He sees you as a girl who happens to be his friend, who happens to be in the same type of interest as he is. And honestly, if this is you, or you're in a similar relationship where you don't know if a guy really likes you, think back to when, especially if this is you, because you said you had guy friends before, you had a wonderful time, you liked the vibe, they were interested in you romantically, but you were not interested in them romantically. How did you know when that happened? Sometimes people are not just going to come out and tell you, but other times they will. But there are certain clues. They keep lingering a little bit too much. They always want, that's it. Oh my gosh. Okay, how did I know he was not that interested in you? He never says no to hanging out with you, yet he rarely initiates. That's the kicker right there. He rarely initiates. Girl, no, no. When people like, and this is just from you being a person, this isn't really like a man versus woman thing, a guy versus girl thing. This is just us being people. Whenever we find someone we are attracted to or who has caught our eye, what do we want to do? We want to learn more about them. What do they do? What are they like? What do they do in their free time? All that. We want to close the gap and we want to get closer to them. We want to be more intimate. We initiate. I know some people are a little bit creepy, they will accidentally bump into people. I don't say do that, but you will initiate, you will find out who their friends are, or if you go to the same school, or he happens to be in this class and my friend is in this class, you might talk about him. You want to close that space, you want to get closer to them. He rarely initiates, he's not interested in you romantically. He thinks you're fun, he thinks you're an awesome person to be around. He might think you're a great conversationalist, but he's not initiating. He's not interested in you romantically. This is just a person to person thing. Even if it's a girl, if she's not initiating, she's not interested in you romantically. She never initiates. There are some people who are a bit more reserved, so I do understand that. However, after 6 months, even those people are going to start initiating, and this is coming from someone who's reserved. Okay, they will start initiating. They will start talking to you. They will do something. But if someone is only initiating when they need something from you, if they're only initiating when they're bored, if they're only initiating, because sometimes it's not just them not really initiating, it's also when are they initiating. Are they initiating because they just miss you, you were on their minds? Positive sign. But if they're initiating when they need something from you, if they're initiating when they're bored, if they're initiating when they just want a distraction, they're not interested into you romantically. They're just not. They're just not. And I can see how a lot of people can miss this sign, especially when you're the one having a crush. You want your feelings to be reciprocated, but this guy, he probably thinks you're a great person to be friends with. And the thing about this is reading romantic interest. The guy likes you, he likes vibing with you. And just because he left his friends for 5 hours to go see the Lord of the Rings movie with you, he needed someone to go see the movies with. And maybe his friends were not interested. Not every friend in a friend group have the same hobbies. Not every friend in a friend group likes the same stuff. I've been in friend groups with people who did not like the same stuff as me, and it sounds so bad. But yeah, I basically did the same thing as he did. Just ditch them and then I'll come back. Oh, I was doing something else. But no, I don't think he's interested in you romantically. My advice now is, now that you know this, now that the ball is in your court, it depends on you. You can either confess your feelings and maybe he's gonna accept it or reject it. It really just depends, because I think there's a psychology article about when people show us that they're attracted to us romantically, the other person might start feeling a certain type of way. They might start thinking of themselves with this person. So you can try to confess your feelings if you want to. But then on the flip side of that, there are other people who are not phased by you saying you like them romantically. They're not interested in you. They're not interested in you. They're only going to be interested in you if they're interested in you. So I'm not saying confess in hopes that he's going to start liking you back, but he sees you as a friend. And it really just depends on how you want to approach this. But so I really don't know what type of advice I want to give you, because if the advice is, does he see me as a friend or is this a potential romantic interest? He sees you as a friend. I don't think he's interested in you romantically at all. At all. People invest in stuff they care about. And this is not to say he doesn't care about you, but it's just like he cares about you, when your life is in danger, like when your drink got spiked. Even if your girlfriends were there, I'm pretty sure they would have helped you. Like, that's not really, I don't know, knight in shiny armor gauge. It's just common decency. If someone's drink is spiked and you're with them, you would help them. I would hope so. I would hope so, please. But the fact that he rarely initiates, he knows you like cheesecake, ordered it for himself, gave you a piece. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I I don't see the romantic part in here. But then again, it might just be me. So yeah, my advice is, you can try to confess your feelings and see where it goes, but also be ready for the potential answer you'll get. You might not get a yes, just like you might not get a no. So it's just out in the open. Or maybe you don't want to address your feelings and just keep it to yourself and just keep him as a friend, you can do that. Or third option, you can just think that maybe being around him is too hard for you, your feelings are growing, and you prefer to separate from himself. You can do that. You have three options. The ball is in your court. It's up to you. But if your answer was, is he interested romantically or not? My answer would be no. I don't think he is at all. But that should not be a knock on your self esteem. That should not be a knock on you as a person. I'm pretty sure you're a wonderful human being. I'm pretty sure he sees your value and your interest in his life. It's just not in a romantic sense, and that's fine. But yeah. Okay. So that is it for this episode. Please let me know what you thought in the comment section below. And please visit our website. It's called kitchentableadvice.com. That is where we get some of our stories as well as business inquiries. Again, our website has a plethora of other stuff. We have blogs where we talk about anything and everything. It can get kind of political, kind of philosophical, or maybe social. Really depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. We have poems that are pretty funny and our weird contemporary art space. So if that interests you or you feel inspired or maybe you just lack inspiration, I would suggest you go visit our website because I think it's fun. Again, our website is kitchentableadvice.com. So thank you so much for spending your day with me and I'll see you next week. Bye.